Let's do a mic check. What's good? Who with me? What's happening? I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry I'm late. My apologies. But just for those that stuck around, I just want to let y'all know that I appreciate you. Welcome to the Wyatt Live Facts Over Feelings. Today's going to be a big one. Today's going to be a good one. I haven't wrote anything down. So I figure when I do something and I don't write anything down, I mean, I got a couple notes of what I want to talk about, but I haven't researched anything because I don't have to research what I want to talk about today. But for those that are waiting, I got one thing. I'm news. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about today, AK-47. Y'all know AK-47 be up on it. I got to make a run real fast, but listen, I'm just going in here. Give me 1 second if you guys don't mind. Give me 1 second. I tell you what, give me 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I'm on the clock right now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, we're back. I'm sorry about that. I needed 10 seconds. I had to connect something real fast. I was moving a little slow. What's good? I know I look funny. I just hit the play button, the power button, or whatever, and here we are. If you can hear me okay, let me know. Let me know. If you can hear me okay, let me know. Let me know if we're good, if we're echoey or whatever, because I just hit the the power live button. Okay. I kind of had my equipment and I unpacked it out of the bag and I said, well, you know what? I am going to go ahead and do a small little show before we I didn't come on yesterday. I was traveling yesterday, but here I am, and I've been very busy in my work. So I wanted to come on to the family and just talk about a couple things. LaDonna said a little echoey. That's your phone. That's your device. That's not us. I'm just kidding, fam. I'm only kidding. Listen, couple things I want to go over before we get out of here. I know we just got started. But there's a couple things I want to go over. I want to know what's going on. How was everybody's weekend first? You know, I have to do that. I normally do that on a Monday. How was everybody's weekend? Was it good? Okay, good. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate it, cuz. She said everything sounds great. Appreciate it. Let me just say a couple things before I get into a couple of little topics I'd like to talk about. It's nothing long, nothing gonna hurt anyone's feelings or any of that. Daryl Carpenter, DC, I sent you an invite, bro. I wanted you to come in. I hit the invite so you can come up on the phone and go live. I was gonna try something different. Can I send somebody an invite right now? Can I send you an invite on Facebook Live right now? Can I send you an invite and you want to come on and sit next to me right here? Sit next to me in my home. How about that? Sit next to me in my home and be part of the show. DC, I gave you an invite and you didn't even respond. So I already know where we sat, bro. It's cool. I'm not mad at you. Now, when I start talking, then you're going to want to have something to say. You're going to type it all up and then say, he be ignoring all my little conversation. He ignore all my comments. Nah, I gave you an opportunity to sit here with me, right next to me, and do something. But you said no. All right, so look, couple things. I want to say something to some people because I was driving in and I happened to catch the last portion of Lincoln Ware. There's two things I'd like to say. He said, I didn't get it, bro. I'll check the box. Okay, it was just it was, I don't know if you're watching on Facebook, but I sent your device the invite. So I'm not quite sure. I know you perping. You got it, but that's cool. I'm only kidding. But I did send it to you. Here, listen. Two things that I heard today. Number one, I am about to stamp somebody. I'm about to verify someone right now. All right. I told myself that this man will never. Oh, chats. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Sorry about that. This is a friend of mine. Let me make sure y'all can get the chats. Oh, that's beautiful, Sabrina. That's beautiful. Sabrina said the weekend was so good. I got an unexpected surprise by my son coming to hang out with me, and he's from LA. Well, he's from Cincinnati, but he lives in LA. That's crazy. I seen the post. Now y'all know. Come on, Mama Birch. They already made the announcement on PG. Come on, man. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. Y'all fans of PG can get as mad at me as you want to, but y'all know they probably not gonna send him to jail. You know they probably ain't gonna send him to jail. He too connected. He is too much he's too well connected. He's everything that black people bitch about. But the problem is y'all on code. Because as long as it's somebody that you like, or that makes empty promises to you, you ain't got no problem with them treating the white privileged white boy with all that. You don't have no problem with that. You don't have no problem. See, it's the hypocrisy. That's what I be talking about. Y'all know my new thing is not chaos agent. It is code agents. They own code. They own code. Look, they ain't gonna put down their own. They ain't gonna talk about the white ones that get in trouble and do all the brutal stuff. They not gonna talk about the perped out white guys that's promising bullshit to the black community. They not gonna do that. They stay on code. I told y'all, Democrats are better than Republicans when it comes to that. When it comes to that, they stick together. They stay on code. You know what's gonna happen. Y'all already know it ain't a black dude, right? There ain't a brother that's locked up waiting for PG to come be his roommate, cellmate, or any. They know he ain't coming to jail. I could be wrong. But I can tell you right now, there ain't a black person right now that's thinking that PG Sittenfield going to jail. And if it is, raise your hand. I thought he was going to jail, but he's been out a year now on all this. Y'all know what it is. I'm not tripping. Look, let me just say what I say. I did a whole year talking about the indictment and what was going to come out of it. I knew he was going to get convicted. I could tell what the play was. I mean, he might go to jail. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to see anybody go to jail. I've been very vocal to say Tamaya Denard should have never went to jail. What's his face? Pastor shouldn't go to jail, and I don't think PG should go to jail. But that, my personal, I don't want to be by my personal beliefs mean absolutely nothing. I think that there's bigger ways that you skin a cat when it comes down to the things that they did. You know, I've never wished him jail, but I do wish him punishment because of what he did. He perped out. He's perped out, and he used our community to do it. He was on his Nucky Thompson move. If y'all ever watch Boardwalk Empire, that's what he was on. He was on Nucky Thompson type of shit. And trust me, I recognize money games. Let me say something about this. I was going to say this as soon as I started. Let me just say this real fast. On the radio today, they had a brother named Rufus Johnson. Did y'all hear that? Rufus Johnson. He does gun training. I'm about to tell y'all something about Mr. Johnson. Y'all can tag him. Y'all can tag him. Tell him I'm going in on him right now. Y'all ready? Rufus Johnson is an OG. He real. He real. Let me tell you how I know he real. He's gang affiliated. He's not now. He was. Rufus Johnson he does a gun training and safety, and he's teaching kids in school how to handle guns, the safeties of gun. I'm actually proud of him because many years ago, he can't be mad at me for telling the truth about him. You go out and do some public shit, now you become a public figure, brother. So now I got to tell it, but I ain't gonna tell. You know me. I'm just gonna let y'all know to stamp him. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, he was one of my OGs. In other words, he was my past in Chicago. If y'all didn't know, I think I've mentioned it before, but he was on the radio today. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I got my first pistol from Rufus. That's what they called them back in the day. Pistols. I got my first gun. He was my safety to the Chicago situation. And when he get on and he talking shit, like, believe him when he say he got shot, believe him when he was gang affiliated. Now, I'm not glorifying any of this. I'm just telling you that we need more brothers like him to be doing different shit out here because he really shouldn't be living. He really shouldn't be living the things that he's done, he's seen, and he's been part of. He is Chicago streets. And I think it's a big move. I mean, we talk. Him and I talk. We ain't got no bad blood. He was my OG. I respect him to death. But here's the problem. I can't bring him on the show because I'm afraid the conversation that we're going to have might go too far. It might go too deep. I've talked to him. He was like, nah, I do it. Let's do it. I said, nah, G, because, I ain't proud about what we seen and what we did back in the day. I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that. It's not a badge of honor to say that you was doing things like what we seen and what we was doing. I'm not proud to say that you was my Chicago past and I got there through you, and that's not a badge of honor, bro, because those are the same men. Those are the same black men that you out here in the streets talking to now, trying to get them not to recruit our little brothers out here. And I'm going to tell you something. Did you see how he just went on the air and he was like, man, Cincinnati got gangs. They got gangs. It's just that, see, here's the politician's way of faking shit out. Well, they could be a gang, but if they're not doing criminal activity that's considered to be organized, then we don't call it a gang. The fuck? What is that? So they got to run around with T-Bird jackets on, like in, what was that movie and shit? With, what was it, with Fonzie? Not Fonzie, but Elton John. Not Elton John. What was the dude's name? Who played on Welcome Back, Kotter. You know what I mean? Like, remember that? What was that movie? What was that show called back in the day? Grease. Thank you, Princess Flower. Appreciate it. What, they got to run around with T-Bird jackets and leather jackets on and shit with their name on it? That's what qualifies as a gang. John Travolta. Thank you, Jenny. Jenny from the block. That sounds crazy to me. So he gonna sit up here and tell us Cincinnati don't have no gangs. And I'm sitting here telling you the whole week, like, I was actually having fun about it. Like, not fun, but, I was kind of clowning on him for sitting there on black radio telling the black community that Cincinnati don't have gangs. Oh, man. See, what we fail to realize is this. What we see as real violence and street shit, they see as paperwork. A folder can never be the same as the real shit out here. Never. So you got people walking around here evaluating your communities with yardsticks and rulers and, folders. That's why you can't get anywhere, because they don't really see it as a problem. They see it as they see it as like a project of some sort. And the way that the first step they take in projects is they put money towards they put money towards the study. Well, you know what? You can put some of that community money, you can put some of that money that you're using in studies, those 50,000s and 75,000s at a time, you can drop that shit into the community, because we'll tell you, we know what the problem is. We know what the problem is. Here's what I'll tell my favorite mayor of all time, of Cincinnati all-time mayors. Let me say this to you, brother. I hope you're listening. Any city in the United States of America that has drugs in it has gangs in it. Drugs bring organized crime. Okay, now that's a very basic thing to know. Any city that has drugs in it has organized crime. Now let me make it even further, because some of y'all might think that only thing that gangs do is street shit. Let me just say this to you. Any city that has data breaches, any city that has bank fraud has gangs in it. They like to call that type of shit white collar crime. I don't believe in white collar crime. I don't know who named that shit white collar crime. I call crime crime. White collar crime. Let me get the white collar crime division. That sounds crazy as hell to me. Just like PG Sinfield. He down there on some white collar crime shit. So it's kind of acceptable where if he get home incarceration or if he get a slap on the hand, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. I heard on the radio today that he had like 1,500 letters of recommendation to the judge. Now, I wonder how many of them people that wrote letters know the judge. I wonder how many people, I hate to say this, but I wonder how many of those people actually are from the black community. I'm sure we know a few. They probably down there right now with their gaiters on, they long vested ass, y'all know them jackets, them long dress jackets, them they got the what are they, the suit jackets that go all the way from the top down here down to the floor and shit. They Sunday best on down there sitting in the front row with their napkins in their hand like this. Oh, PG, he was gonna save us. He was gonna save us. Meanwhile, we had a sister that was in the streets plugging for the homeless and the misplaced, displaced, and all that old shit. Now, one of y'all even knew she was on trial. Fuck her, she stole some money. We knew she was a fraud. Forget her. Kelly Prather ran for everything. PG told you that he didn't really need you. He was so beside himself that he knew he had the pull in the city. What arrogance is that? That's total arrogance. You know I can get the votes. You know I can do this. You know I can do this. Here's why I have a disrespect for this man. Let's put it on the air. I don't care if he go to jail or if he don't go to jail, but let me just say this for the nut riders that riding. Let me just say this to them specifically. I don't mean to attack anybody, but I just want to let y'all know why I have a wild hair for this dude. This man obviously was a piece of shit. And I'm going to tell you why and how I know that. Now, y'all ain't going to like this first piece that I'm going to tell you because it pertains a brother. But it's the truth. How many of y'all right now on this platform right now believe that the feds could possibly be investigating you? Well, that's kind of a dumbass question because we got a lot of cynical people. And they like, oh, I called 911 by accident the other day, so the feds probably on me. Are you selling a bag of, you got a nickel bag of weed that you sold your cousin last week? The feds don't care. They don't care about your little nickel bag or your little half an ounce you done sold. They don't give a shit about that. I'm talking about some real federal shit. How many of y'all think that y'all under investigation right now by a federal investigator or something like that? Don't say it on here. I just want you to think to yourself. I'm about to make a point. My point is this, fam. The feds don't investigate anybody that they don't think got something to do with something. And now let me say this to you. You don't find it weird that Ndukwe, who put the feds on PG, you don't think Ndukwe knew that PG was capable of being part of some type of racketeer or some type of, fraud shit? So here's the question to you. The feds caught, first of all, they had to catch Ndukwe. Ain't nobody having this conversation because we just look past certain shit. The feds had him in custody for something. They had him on paperwork for something. Y'all don't want to have that conversation. The feds had Ndukwe for something because they don't just walk down the street and be like, hey, man, them some nice ass Jordans you got on. Let me ask you a question. Do you know anybody on city council that you think would be corrupt? They don't do that. That's not what the feds do. They don't have to do that. What they do is they recruit from people in their folders. They recruit from people that they have a open folder on, a pending case. You got to give them something. You got to give up somebody. You got to give up something. You got to serve them up a bigger fish than yourself for them to be interested in doing any type of deal with you. And y'all know what I'm talking about is real. So what makes you think that, see, this is what I hate. I hate when people cap for the PG motherfucker because this is what y'all say. The feds set him up. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. They don't spend 2.5 years setting somebody up. The feds would have had 1 or 2, maybe 3 conversations at max in a 1 month period and said, we got one or we don't have one. Let's leave this shit alone or let's keep going. Yeah, he'll bite. He's bitten. So don't sit here. When I hear a black man, when I hear folks saying they set PG up, that troubles me. That troubles me because you say you for the community. You say that you're part of the big movement. You think that that just troubles me to hear that. It troubles me. The hypocrisy is real. What y'all gonna say if this man get 2 years probation, 1 year of it home incarceration, and a $100,000 fine? Y'all gonna be fine with that, aren't you? You're gonna be fine with that. Oh, he got a kid on the way. They didn't just had a newborn and all this. So she gonna throw all the shit up. We got plenty of brothers up at state penitentiaries and federal penitentiaries with them same circumstances. Last time I checked, they don't give a shit about how many kids you have or how many you have on the way or who you are and all that. When you us, they don't care, right? They do it all the time. I need that same energy. I need that same energy right now. I want to know, and see some people right now saying, are you just begging for him to go to jail? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I just know that if Tanaya Denard would have went through her trial, she would have went to jail. She knew it. If Jeff Pastor go through his trial, which it sounds to me like he's already taken a deal, he's probably going to go to jail. I don't know. I don't know at this point. Let me just say this to you. I've been in business for myself damn near 25, 26 years. And I've met a lot of people over the years, and I've done a lot of business deals amongst 2, 3 people or whatever, business partners. I've won some, I've lost some, and all that. I don't think that I could get 1,500 people to give me a recommendation to buy a car. And they say, yeah, I know Wyatt. Yeah, he'll pay for it. Let alone 1,500 people that'll write a letter telling a judge not to send me to jail. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm just puzzled. I heard that number 1,500 letters to a judge. I'm just wondering how many people, 1,500. The judge cousin had to write one. The judge know one, he got to know one person out of 1,500 that wrote a letter. How many letters did Tracy Hunter get? How many letters? Did anybody know that number? Did Tracy Hunter get 1,500 letters saying they doing her wrong and all that old shit? Y'all was fighting for that. Amazing. It's crazy. Cincinnati, let me ask y'all something, man. I don't even care about the PG shit, to be honest with you. PG is totally irrelevant to me. I've been telling y'all since he was free, before he was facing indictments, before he was facing anything. I told y'all he wasn't the guy. I told y'all he was a piece of shit. I told y'all that he was tricking the community. I said it before he was facing any indictments. I was watching how he was moving amongst the community, and that made me out to be the bad guy. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. When I was saying it, there was people in the background saying that I had a hidden agenda. Like I give a shit. PG don't do nothing for me, and nobody that he works with works for, nobody that kisses his ass, nobody that dangs off his dong, none of them dudes do shit for me. So what difference does it make to me whether he go to jail or not? I was telling y'all the truth because y'all didn't have that moment. Y'all had all that energy for the people that looked like us that was facing indictments. Yeah, y'all was talking about them. You was talking about the Kelly Prather's. You was talking about the Tanaya Denard. Y'all was talking about the Jeff Pastors. Y'all was talking about them. But when it came to that one PG, y'all didn't say shit. Podcast didn't say nothing. Radio didn't say nothing. How the hell could you have 3 fraud cases on your city council, face federal indictments? Do you let me just put this in a proper perspective, folks. You do know your city council is more important than your presidency. I don't care what anybody say. Your local politics is more valuable than your national politics. Some may not agree. I'm trying to tell you that it makes more sense for me to have my shit in order locally than it does in a national. I don't care. I care what happens nationally, but I got to take care of home first. You got to take care of your base first. How could you give so much energy of indictments of Donald Trump, but not have that same indictment energy for your local Cincinnati council people? How could you not have that? I don't get it. I get it. I get it. Because y'all on code. Y'all on code. Now, I'm on everybody on here, whether you believe me, disagree with me, agree with me. Here's what I want you to do. These are the moments that you evaluate people. Not the people that committed the crime. Not the people that's being held on indictments and people awaiting sentences. This is when you judge the people that go to bat for them people when you know they wrong. This is when you look at the people that stick up for something. Y'all do it with Trump. Every time something happened, y'all say something about Trump, and then it's the Trumpsters. It's the people that believe in Trump. But they don't even see that they the same people. If you have confidence in this Trump dude, and then you have confidence in this PG dude, what's the difference? What's the difference? There is none. You're just as psycho and crazy and MAGA and all that old shit as you call the Trump fans or the Trumpsters or whatever you call them. You a PGer. You a PG. Same shit. Let me explain something to you what I learned today. I didn't learn it today, but it was exposed, and I just wanted to let y'all know something. Dwight Tillery came on the radio today. He's one of our past mayors of the city of Cincinnati, and he's against the railroad thing. All right. It's funny how, look, let me just say something. I could never take advice. Y'all gonna think this is wrong, but I'm getting somewhere with this, okay? Bear with me. I could never take advice on how it is to be a crackhead from nobody that's never smoked crack before and been in the streets building cars and doing all type of shit with your crackhead abilities. If you a counselor and you just went to school to talk about crackheads, I'm not going to pay you as much attention as I would somebody that's been out on the streets and shit, carrying groceries and robbing and doing whatever they got to do for a hit of crack. I'm going to listen to that person more than you because they actually know how it is to be a butterhead out here. They know how it is to be a crackhead. Nobody knows that feeling of that high other than a crackhead. Using that parallel for my point, nobody can talk about how to be a mayor better than a former mayor. I'm not going to talk about those that ran and lost and those that got close in the race. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people who were actually mayor once before in time. Dwight Tillery used to be a mayor, so he knows the intricacies of the game. He knows the capabilities of what they can do. He knows who controls who. He knows what's going on with this and this and that. So Dwight Tillery calls the radio station today, has a conversation about some lady that called in who was a yes about the railroad. And when Dwight Tillery says something about who's controlling shit, that sounds so familiar of a show we just did last week when I said, y'all do know the reason why city council's not saying anything about this is because they can't do nothing about it. They're not in control. They don't know. See, when you don't know anything, when you don't have anything to do with it and you don't have any control, you don't tend to want to learn about it. It don't matter to you. Fuck it. Do whatever y'all want to do. I don't care. I got term. I'm here. I'm going to be here till the shit. Ain't nobody even running up against me. It's an effort type of attitude. I found it to be a little weird. Y'all heard me say that for a whole week. And I went on other platforms and I said, don't y'all find it weird that your Cincinnati council won't even say anything about a railroad sale that's a $1.6 billion acquisition? You don't think that's weird? Y'all don't find that to be off? And of course, I had the normal nut riders who wanted to say what they wanted to say. I was just trying to sound smart. So Dwight Tillery comes on the radio today and he says exactly what I've been saying, but he put it in his own way. And he said, big business runs your government. And we all know that. There's a lot of potential candidates out here or candidates on presidential who are businessmen who tell you that every day. But see, we are so conditioned to get our information from politicians that we think politicians are right. And when I say shit like we have no business as black people being in either one of these parties, y'all think I'm sick for that. You think I'm crazy for that. I don't know why black people think they have more leverage in the Democratic Party when in fact, Democrats have been controlling majority of black cities in this country for the longest, 60, 70 years. And what are you doing? Still bitching and complaining about the shit from 60 and 70 years ago. Y'all think that I'm just trying to be a hater of the Democratic Party when in fact the shit is written up on the black wall. If the teacher was teaching right now, or if this was a chess game, it would be checkmate already. Right? No? Oh my goodness. Look, for those that think I'm trying to convert you over to a different party, I'm not. I think you have more leverage being an independent, not a Republican, not a Democrat, an independent. Independent says a whole lot of things. Mind for yourself, selfishness, get what I need out of the deal. Neither one of those parties offer you that. Neither one of them is teaching you or offering you your independence. They'll sell it to you. Dwight Tillery came on here and said that city council, y'all can call him bitter all you want, but logically, it makes sense. He said the city council has no movement. See, y'all sitting back here being pulled around like chess pieces because here's the thing. City council gets this $1.6 billion and turns it over to a private board. They say they're not private, but they are. They're selected. They're selected by an individual who can move things around and do certain things with it. We already know. But here's the crazy thing. The city sells the railroad and your city council, using your mayor in the Say Yes campaign, has no control over the money. came on black radio, your mayor, didn't give one benefit to the black community of selling that $1.6 billion railroad. Didn't give one. He just passed by. That was a visit. That was a visit. That was a regular routine visit. He could have did that same visit at the white conservative radio 700. He said not one thing. And when it was asked, he never answered. He never answered. How does the black community get this? Now somebody said something and he said, that's not really how it goes. After the sale, then we can allocate funds. And we just heard on the radio today that that's not quite how it works. Once the sale happens, they can't really allocate the funds because they don't control the funds. The board do. What do y'all think? I'm shocked. I think we've had this conversation for 3 weeks, maybe a month now, and I've been very consistent on where I stand. I don't have a problem selling an asset. But what I also learned from these folks is that the railroad is the city's largest asset. Well, I wouldn't doubt that. But the city has had a pretty good portfolio of real estate that they were pretty much giving away to who? Do the math, man. Who controls the majority? How they got a $3 million building that they sell for $1? And then the logic of the sale is, well, we're not really in the real estate business. Well, you got a portfolio, you got a ton of real estate. How you call yourself not in the real estate business? You bought the Macy's building, you bought the Saks Fifth Avenue building, you got the building that PG is probably going to go to jail for. You got a ton of property in the city of Cincinnati, but yet there's a monopoly of people that are controlling these businesses because what? These people offer a service to turn the building over, flip it, turn it into a tax-paying building. In other words, put employees in it. Beautify. Y'all do know beautification of a city is bullshit, right? It's how they funnel money. You know that, right? You ever hear somebody, the first time you hear a politician use the word beautification, oh, that's a code word for I'm about to get paid. That's how they move money. Y'all got it. Remember back November when the election went on and I said, hey, that's good, great. Y'all got everybody you wanted on there. Now, when it's time to make business decisions, y'all hate me saying the same shit over and over again. Well, guess what? When I was all those names and I was saying it and I didn't know what I was talking about and all this and all that old shit. Yeah, today is the day. We're in a spot now where I can start saying, okay, see, I told you so. People don't like to be told I told you so. It's a game. They love that moment, but I got patience. They love that moment to tell you that you're wrong. They love that moment to discredit what you say. They love it. Well, sometimes the patience in us, people that are methodical thinkers, and we think about it and we watch it develop and we watch it play out, we get our moment. We get our moment. And the time has come. The time has come. And I know y'all on code. I know y'all on code. You got a whole government that made people lose their jobs, force shots down your throat. Excuse me, not down your throat, but you know what I'm saying. Force shots on you, close your public schools down, did all that old shit. Did all of that and made a ton of money and sent money to this and money to that. And we pacified this people and did that and all that. Y'all don't even understand that was big business making all those decisions. It was not your politicians. It was the people that your politicians owed down to. Isn't it ironic that big pharma, made trillions of dollars? These are the same folks that Joe Biden and all the rest of those politicians say that they fighting against. You enriched them. It's no different than now. I know y'all gonna trip when I say this. I'm not big on war. Politicians make money on war. Give you a perfect example. The war that's going on right now with Israel being attacked and all that. Do you really think it's a coincidence that after allocating $6 billion? Oh, and I can't wait for those that oppose what I'm about to say, because you've been listening to CNN and the politicians. See, the politicians are telling you, oh, the $6 billion was humanity. That was for humanity. That's just in debt. That's sitting in the bank, sitting there waiting for them. So when they need shoes and socks and they need a food pantry, we got them. Yeah, I know. I know that's what you want to believe. But do you know for the last 2 years, the same country that you think only received $6 billion for some damn hostages? Do you think that's the only money they've made off of USA and our policies? No, it's not. You do realize that they're getting all that oil and gas money. They're the reason they're reciprocating from our high gas prices here because of the policies here. They're using the position that they're in to enriching themselves. And what happens to those type of countries? When they get money, they go to war. Damn it. Because you financing their projects, you financing their wars. They made billions of dollars in the oil in the last 2 years. They're not just using $6 billion that you just paid for some hostages. They've been making billions in the oil business for the last 2 years. I know. You got to stay on code. So don't talk about that, Wyatt. Don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. Where are these guys getting their money from? Where are they getting their money from? The last thing you do as a country is go to war with no money. You know how I know that? Ask Ukraine. You can't win wars with low finances. That's why they keep knocking on America's door. We need 40 billion. Stay on code, folks. Stay on code. Stay on code. See, chaos agents tend to fall in line when Massa talk, because they can't. Where else they gonna go? You know, to even be psyched into shit lets you know that they can't oppose what they believe. They're already afraid to think outside the box and think something different. Most people are afraid to leap, y'all. Most people are afraid to be part of the 90%, to be part of the 10 percentile. They're afraid to do it. They need comfortability. It's tough being on your own. It's tough being out here saying what's right and what's wrong. It is unbelievably tough. I don't blame you. It's hard to be out here and go against the grain. It's hard to be taught something early in life by your mama. All of us know something as grown folks right now that your mama didn't taught your ass when we was little. Remember the bullshit? Oh, stop flickering the lights, Rand. That make the electricity go up. Stop flickering in on all the light. That make the light bill go up. Bullshit. It don't make the light bill go up. And what y'all do, those are the little small things like that you teach your children. Instead of going to research, did this shit really make our bill go up? You ain't even called CG&E, what they called now, Duke. You ain't even called them. You just took your mama's word. Keep on falling in line with this bullshit. Bidenomics. He's so far gone that he can look at a teleprompter and read whatever they put on there and can't even look us in the eyes without squinting to the monitor. He hear the bullshit that he reading. But I got a question for you. Any of y'all kids calling and saying, Mama, Daddy, My groceries was crazy. Anybody getting them calls? I'm getting them calls. My baby's calling me from a university, from school. Like, Dad, damn it, gas. I spent $100. Where is the relief? Now let's look at the world right now. Do you really think that this world is getting better? Where? In the last 2-3 years, it's been nothing but inflation. There's been nothing but inflation is the slow poison. And guess where the poison seeks in first? To the middle class. See, poor people are okay for a minute. Didn't I tell y'all that? I told you 2 years ago. I said, okay, y'all not gonna hear me for a whole year. Who remember that? My four, it started with 4. I told you, I said, this shit is only gonna affect people. I said, give it a year, you'll start hearing poor people. And when I say poor, I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. When I say poor, I'm talking about people that are on certain situations, like set income, like, okay, you get this much money on a check, Social Security or whatever, and some people just, that's what they have to live off of. Those are the people that will get hit a year later. Middle class get it now and been getting it. Rich people can sustain it. Rich people can sustain it, but I've been hearing them too. Oh my God, damn. Oh my goodness. We got to sell that big ass SUV. It was $125 to fill that damn thing up. I'm hearing it. I heard a dude the other day who has a boat. Neighbor of mine down the street. Well, it's not this house, but down the street. Florida, he has a boat. He was like, oh man, he put a for sale sign up on his trailer. The trailer and the car. He was like, I'm selling this shit, man. It's $125 to fill it up. Then when I get there, I'm down there needing some gas. Real stories, folks. Real stories. And we got a president that'll look at a damn prompter and tell you right to your face, Bidenomics is working. You know what he's doing right now, right, to keep a few people pacified? It's the student loan thing that Obama actually started. It's just like the type of people that I know. We all know somebody on our job that sit back and just take all the benefits of somebody else's creation. Somebody else put all the work in, and then they take the folder in, and they go into the office, and the supervisor looking at y'all too. You put all the work in all night, did everything you needed to do, and this mofo over here is your supervisor, and he get all the credit for the work that you did. We all face that. So for all of y'all, I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy that you got your student loan situated. I'm really happy about that. Trust me, because I'm big on education. But if they really wanted to help some people, there ain't enough people in the United States of America with college degrees. There's not enough people in the United States of America with college degrees for you to say that you is genuinely trying to relieve the pain of the people. It's not enough. If we got 1,000 people watching Wyatt Live right now, I can tell you one thing. I can tell you out of 1,000 people, you probably going to have probably about 10 people that got their college loans paid for. 10 people. That's 1%. I got this saying about 1% people. Some of y'all heard me say it in the chat today, in the Wyatt Live chat. I said, I get sick of people who complain about the 1% problem and never see the good in the 99%. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. Like, that's just somebody that's trying to be mad. You're just trying to be angry and mad at any damn thing. If you're bitching and complaining about a 1% or a 2% issue in anything, and you got 99 or 98 percentile of shit that don't even go that 1% wrong, 2% wrong, you're just trying to be a chaos agent. You're just being mad. You're just looking for some shit to be mad at. I'm just fed up with people like that. Here's my thing. Enough is enough. Remember when remember when this gas shit started and the supply chain, and there was more excuses than the motherfucker going to jail. It was always somebody else's fault. I kept telling y'all what it was. It was policies. A lot of the shit that's going on in these wars was about policy. You don't find it weird that all these wars are going on all of a sudden since America is now weak? You don't find that to be, you think that shit is just a coincidence, right? Or let MSNBC or CNN convince us that it's not what it truly is. They do it on everything else. The only way that you ever gonna get treated right is to make people treat you right. If you don't force a behavior to be best for you, then you'll continuously get treated like shit. Women know that better than anybody. Ladies, if you continuously go out with a man who treats you like shit, it's never going to get better until you make it get better. Or you're going to have to leave him alone. I'm going to say this in a nutshell so people can understand. Dwight Tillery came on Black radio today. And he just told y'all that y'all politicians are what I've been saying. They have no control. Big business own them. You do know that, right? And then at the government level, bigger business own them. And you sitting back just wait, see, these are pacifiers to your community. Or you sit, and I can prove it. You want me? Let me just show you. Let me see if I got this clip. A little bit of less than me, and let me show you something. Do y'all know that Black Chicago is now suing the mayor that they all just voted for? Black Chicago is suing Chicago. Why? Come on, Wyatt, why? Think about it. What have we been talking about? I want y'all to watch this small clip. I might interrupt it because I don't remember exactly how long it is. But I want you to let me see something. It's not fed up. I'm just gonna go. Chicago is now suing, and I'm gonna make this a national story. Now, I got a friend of mine. She's from Chicago. She lives in Chicago. She hit me up on, not on Messenger, but on one of my posts. And it was the post about leaving money for your insurance, leave insurance for your kids. We'll talk about that another day. I'm on some different stuff today. But she hit me up in the post and was like, Chicago ain't never been a brown city. I said, yeah, I know, but y'all got a black mayor. She said, that don't do nothing for the tan people. Now, this is a sister. Smart sister, educated, the whole nine, doing her thing in Chicago. I mean, Chicago is a beautiful city if you can get around all that other shit. So I've been like, damn, girl, where you been? How you been? Blah, blah, blah. And she was like, well, Wyatt, Chicago ain't never been no brown city. Then why are you proud of your black administration? What's the point in having an administration that's your color if they not going to benefit you? If you last on the list, that should tell you a lot right there that you just being used. So now Chicago is just beside themselves. They not having it. I want you to listen to this. I want you to just listen to this. Check this video out. It's kind of long, but I'll cut in between when I'm ready to kind of give a little explanation. But check this out.
In addition, so I just want to be clear first. To be clear, we are not upset with the individuals who are being allowed to cross the borders into America. Let me make that very clear because people get it confused. We are, however, outraged with the government's response and our elected officials' blatant disregard to the local crisis Black families and children are facing now in our city. It is disingenuous and highly disrespectful to come into neighborhoods that have suffered decades of disinvestment, redlining, poverty, and violence to tell them you're taking resources away only to give it to another group of people that you allowed to cross the border illegally. How dare you put these poor people against us, especially because the very reason you claim they're here to seek asylum is the same reason and terror and injustice Black people face today. Chicago is working on an issue without addressing the current issue that it has with the communities that are suffering. And we're seeing resources fly out to help, but we're not getting that same type of support at the magnitude we're seeing now. And to expect us to foot the bill and hand over our already limited resources, public parks and school buildings that have been unjustly closed in the first place. Now you're putting a strain on our police officers and stations, obstructing their ability to do their jobs, serve our community, and our community to go into police stations to receive services. In addition, it's inhumane to welcome people only to have them sleeping on floors in buildings and in tents that cannot withstand the wind of Chicago.
Wait a minute. Do y'all hear her racist ass? Do y'all hear how racist she is? Now, y'all know I'm just being sarcastic. You know that. That sister has every right in the world to feel the way she feels, and it's coming from the heart. And she's speaking for the whole community. I got another clip I want you to see so I can prove it to you. But remember when that same conversation was coming up 2 years ago and Texas was getting hit hard, Florida was getting hit hard, and white people were saying exactly what she's saying, and Democrats was calling them racist, MAGA Americans. Donald Trump created all this old nasty shit. I didn't even fight y'all on that. I knew better than that. I live in Florida. I knew better than that. I'll let you say what you want to say, and then I'll be the bad guy. Say hello to the bad guy. I'll be all of that. But remember, we were talking about it, and I said, well, you know, if this hit our Black communities, y'all ain't going to say that because Black folks going to step up and say something about it. Remember that? With my coon ass. Because I was taking up for the white folks in Texas and taking up for the white folks in Florida and out in Phoenix and California. I was taking up for them. I was down in I even had people that was fighting because of some Brittany Griner shit, talking about some, oh, Wyatt, you know, you need to go sit your ass down. I'm waiting for them same people to bring them same comments and match that same energy that I was a piece of shit and didn't have none of this. I told you when it comes to the Midwest, they're going to shove these people into the Black communities, into the Black schools, into the Black areas that are going to be needing the funding the most. They're going to oversee us and they're going to put them right there. And damn it, here we are today with my coon ass. You know who the coon is? The coons are the cold players. Y'all the real coons because you don't speak up. You're not brave enough. You're not brave enough to hold your own people accountable. And when I say your own people, I mean the people that set forth these policies. They already got shit like this. They already got shit saying things like they already got the AOCs and all these other Democrats and all these other politicians saying shit like the whole immigration system is broke. They wasn't saying that shit 2 years ago. They was telling Texas, shut your ass up. They racist. They beating people with rinds and shit. They was trying to make people out to be the bad guy because of what the things they were facing. Now it hits your city, and now what do you say? What can you say about it? Oh, I'm not done. Listen to the sister.
Brandon Johnson ran on the promise that he would listen to our community.
For those that don't know, Brandon Johnson is the new elect mayor. I got to come up with a name with him because he rock a perm and a suit also, but I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm going to give a brother a chance. He's been disastrous since he's been there. He don't believe children running through the downtown streets, Michigan Ave, down on Navy Pier, tearing up businesses. He don't call that riot and chaos behavior. He says just a few. He says just a few kids out there socializing. See, this is what I say when I say they stay on code. They stay on code. And they don't give a damn if the policies make them lose their jobs. They don't care if they paying higher taxes. They don't care if they feeding other people. They don't care if their tax dollars is feeding illegal aliens versus their own people. They don't care about that. Stay on code. Stick together. No matter how crazy this nonsense is, everybody relax. Stick together. Well, I think Black Chicago is tired of sticking together. I think some of them are losing code. Now, what I would really like to hear this sister say is the root of the problem. She said, government, be specific. You would if it was Trump. Can y'all imagine if Trump was letting all these people in? They would say, this is on purpose. This is to make sure that the Black community don't exist anymore. I can make up a whole lot of shit that I can hear coming out of y'all mouth. He's trying to starve Black America. I told you he was a racist. He trying to take all the Black people jobs. That's why he want the minimum wage not to be that high, because he's bringing the illegals in. Watch them, look at them. They trying to replace us. That's what y'all would be saying. Here we go.
And in the beginning of this crisis stated that he would not re-traumatize those communities that are still suffering from the impact of school closing, red line, and violence. We are here today demanding that the city of Chicago and Brandon Johnson stop disrupting park programs, taking away from our children and families that depend on those services. We want him to stop using public school buildings as housing because they're not zoned as such. And specifically for this building was promised to the community, and our children deserve a high school. A high school, we want to reopen this as one, because we do not have a neighborhood high school. That school over there is not a neighborhood school. It's a selective enrollment that actually restricts our neighborhood kids from going. So that's a violation of our civil rights, and we want this building.
Wow. So you telling me that the Black kids in the community have to go 15 miles to go to high school versus a whole high school in their own community? Imagine what school choice might do if the Democrat Party, who runs the CPS, Chicago Public School, if they really cared for your children to have the finest and be the better, be educated. But y'all know what that shit is. You know who run their school system. They don't want the best for you. They really don't. You can say, look, if I was making it up, you would show me proof. You would say, no, Wyatt, what you're saying makes no sense. I could show you what I'm saying makes sense. The evidence is in the everyday living of the Chicago residents that are telling you what they tired of. The next video that I show you is going to show you even more. It's a larger receipt. It's looking like a grocery store receipt from Kroger now. That's a big ass, thick ass receipt. But let this sister finish saying what she got to say.
We pay taxes for it. Yes. We are also demanding a full independent audit of how our tax money is being spent.
That's right.
We still have a homeless crisis. Black Americans have the highest rate of homelessness, including youth. We want to know how they're being housed, if they're being housed, what money is being spent on them. We need to know how money is being spent on our education system. Well, we now see that Chicago Public Schools and all city agencies are focusing on migrant children.
That's right.
Uh-oh. Somebody's waking up. Somebody's really seeing where certain people's priorities truly are. I don't know why you couldn't tell that Black children were not a priority. I don't know why you couldn't see why Black children in these schools were never a priority based on the conditions. They're fully funded. Stop blaming money stop playing politics with our children. They're fully loaded with cash. Fully loaded with cash. Finish it up, sis.
Migrant children deserve to have equal access to education, and so does black children who have historically been denied that right. This is an example of that. Building being closed when there's high school students all around here who have to travel far to go to school. My daughter travels 15 miles outside of her neighborhood to go to school. How dare the city of Chicago try to take this building, make her walk past a building that they're giving to people they're allowed to come here illegally, and have her go past a half-empty building on the corner that she can't go to go to school. And she is a symbol of majority of black children in the city of Chicago that are being denied rights, that are not being seen in this crisis that has been engineered. Again, we're not here saying we're against individual people who cross this border. We're mad at our government for putting them against us. That's right. Because that is what's happening. That's right. Plain and simple.
Wait a minute, sis. You got to be more specific. Don't just say your government. This shit wasn't happening 2 years ago to you. It wasn't happening to you 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This was not an issue. There's policies in place right now. There's people that know that we have a weak government, just like all these foreign lands that are going to war when they would have never gone to war if America was strong. Now, y'all can say what you want to say, but the evidence is all over the floor and it's spilled out. The cookie dough, the cookie crumbs is all over the face of America. The proof is already out of the bottle. It's already out. You can see it. You got to understand, America is one of the strongest countries for its military and its dominance and negotiations on foreign affairs. Why is all of that falling apart? Why is it all falling apart? Why does Ukraine not give a shit about America's policy position on them raiding Russia? Why do you think they don't care nothing about America's policy? Joe Biden went over there with his head high and talked to that damn Putin dude and came out needing a script to tell America. He couldn't even talk on his own. He had this, well, it's going to be a cold winter and, we're going to set sanctions, though. Do you think Russia gives a damn about American sanctions? Somebody ask somebody else, because, it's just a rhetorical question coming from me. Do you really think that Hamas would have invaded Israel knowing that Israel is protected by America? You don't think that debacle bullshit of Afghanistan showed how weak America truly is? You don't think that the threat of what China is doing, all that old shit, and I know there's people right now, he's just talking all them talking points. No, what we're talking is some real shit. It would be talking points if it wasn't a realistic thing, if it was just something made up, if it was a hypothetical. But this is shit that's going on right now, and it's real. See, I got 2 lovely, beautiful children that I want to see a future for. I don't know about you. Did y'all see that shit with Hamas? Did you see how they murdering the Israeli people? Do you see what they're doing? Do you see what they're doing to your little girls my daughter's age? They're raping them and leaving them in the streets dead. They're shooting dogs. They're shooting people. They're raping them little girls. They're doing the worst. Cutting off babies' heads. That's a I don't give a shit about none of y'all type of attitude. You telling me if America was strong, they would be doing shit like that? Get out of here, man. You would not do that to an American ally. You wouldn't do it. You got guys running our militaries wearing dresses and shit. Makeup and Kool-Aid all on their face and all this old shit, giving orders. You got all this old bullshit going on. We looking crazy out here, man. That's what they would say on the streets. Let a gang leader show up with a dress on and his hair permed and all that old shit talking about, we gonna get this money today, boys. You about to get raided. They about to fuck some shit up. You ain't going no more. That's like the dudes on the street see that the dude that's running shit, if he a butterhead or if he's snorting, they about to take his block. That's showing weakness. You have an infiltrated government that has fell victim to all this other bullshit. The other day I told him, it was about 2 weeks ago. I was with my children in Nashville, and the waiter came up, happened to be a woman. Waitress came up. She had a little butchy look to her. She looked a little, I don't have no problem with that. But for some odd damn reason, my children are on something different. And I said, all right, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, could you bring my whole time I'm thanking her, being polite, saying thank you. And yes, ma'am, my kids hitting me like, you can't call them ma'ams and sirs and shit. I said, that's politeness. That's a ma'am. What you talking about? That's a girl. I said, thank you, ma'am. And I tip well, all of that. What did I say that was disrespectful? You can't say she's a ma'am. Don't call him sir and her ma'am. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to call them? Thank y'all. What the fuck? What am I supposed to say to him? Thank you. Thank y'all. I don't know. I don't know if you boy, girl. I don't know none of that shit. Thank you for dropping. Thank you. That's what we come into. It's crazy. And we got a government that has fallen so far that they would put all that bullshit on the White House lawn for 1%. This is a 1% situation, 2% situation. And you're diverting the whole 98% of America to this shit. Like I said, we got guys dressed in dresses running the military. And we don't see that as a sign of weakness. They just got to get mad at me. They got to cancel me today. I just don't think the shit is right. There's something going on psychologically. I'm going to say it. I was in Ultra last year. Anybody ever heard of Ultra? It's a makeup store for girls, I guess. They have men colognes and stuff in there, but I got daughters, so I hang with them. And my daughters take me to Ultra for Christmas gifts. So I'm going in there to get gift certificates for other family members. And we go in there and I go to the register. This was last Christmas. I get to the register and it's a whole ass boy right there with his hair all different. This is a white dude, but he got his hair all looking like a girl and shit. And he got a whole black dress on. And he has on makeup and shit with lipstick and a full beard. Your beard thicker than mine, B. The fuck? You got on heels? You got on a whole dress? This ain't normal. You ain't about to convince me this shit ain't nothing. I spent my money. It ain't got nothing to do with the store. I'm just going to be honest with you. But this shit is not normal. Why y'all trying to normalize this? This white dude had on a whole dress, hair like a girl, makeup. He had the Kool-Aid and shit on in the joint. In the joint, I don't know if y'all know this or not. In prison, in the joint, guys who want to be girls, see, they don't let them wear makeup. So they had to use Kool-Aid, packs of Kool-Aid. They wet the Kool-Aid and put the Kool-Aid all on their face and make lipstick and eyeshadow and all that old shit. Craziest shit in the world. They do that. So when you hear me say packs of Kool-Aid, that's what I mean. But these guys actually use real makeup. It's amazing to me. Absolutely amazing to me. Guys, I got to show you this video before I get out of here because I'm getting low on time because I got some things I got to do today. But I want you to see this town hall meeting that happened over the weekend. I think y'all want to hear this. I didn't want to cut the sister off, but I think Chicago is done. I think they finished with this. The Chicago residents have come out over the weekend. All right, I'm going to make this national if no one else does. Don't you find it kind of funny that CNN, I say this all the time, CNN and all these people, they're not interested in making this a national story. They don't have the satellite trucks at town hall meetings where a lot of illegal immigrants are coming in, infiltrating black neighborhoods or neighborhoods in general. Y'all know if this was skinheads running through Chicago neighborhoods, like your president told you, the biggest threat to America right now, he told those black guys at the university, y'all know I can never let this go. This is the most race-baiting group I've ever seen in my life. He told a black graduating class from Howard University that the biggest threat to America is white supremacy. And he got a whole border open down on this in the South. Not to mention the northern border is open too. I'm gonna stick to one border at a time. You got a whole border open down south that got sleeper cells already in the country. For y'all that don't know what sleeper cells are, them crazy dudes that just did that shit over in Israel. They're going to drop from the sky one day. I just hope that I'm not wishing that this happens, but I do want this to happen if it does. I hope Joe Biden is alive when this shit happens. Now, his old ass probably won't be alive, but I want Joe Biden to be alive when we finally get attacked internally. It's going to be domestic. It's going to be worse than 9/11. They're already probably messing with water, electric grids. They're probably already doing something to the banking. They're already doing something. They're putting people in place. You can't have 6 million people infiltrate your country and you think they all good kids, Mr. and Mrs. Goodbar. That's impossible. Countries are emptying their jails, and with that comes different types of people. Don't think I'm a hater. I don't have a problem with immigration if they're vetted. But listen to the brothers and the sisters in Chicago. You ain't got to listen to me. Listen to what they saying in their neighborhoods. Here's what I got a problem with. The same governor that they voted for, the same mayor that they voted for, the same president that they voted for, don't give a shit about their communities. They're not sending these people to the white communities. They're not sending them to the people that could probably share. They're not sending them to the communities that have something to share with people. They're sending them to communities that don't have much. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? I want you to listen to this town hall. This was this weekend. Just this weekend in Chicago. Listen to what the people are saying. I'm done speaking for them. Now they're starting to come out and speak for themselves. Listen to the brothers and the sisters talk about what's going on.
Speak. Is it? Mr. Glover, you're going to get an opportunity to speak.
No. Turn the mic on. We're tired of hearing politicians. Turn the mic on. Turn the mic on. Good evening, everyone.
Bro said, turn the mic on. We tired of listening to politicians. They waking up. We tired of listening to politicians. This is real shit we got going on. Listen.
I'll show you how disrespectful this is. On the 5 o'clock news, they projected that the migrants would be here by Saturday. Look, welcome to the welcoming city. Well, I got to tell you, only certain areas are welcoming. That's us. They want us. They say they want to use this park, but let me tell you, LaSalle Street, Clark Street, all the office buildings, nobody wants to be in the loop anymore. They all want to move west because of new buildings with better amenities. Those buildings are empty right now with water, heat, and everything. But they don't want the migrants down there. We're not anti-migrants, but this is so disrespectful for them to just sit up here with this crap and we're supposed to listen to it. You know what? If you would had your right mind and see a crowd like this, you would say to yourself, they don't want it. But no, these politicians, they think that they can just do everything. And see, another thing as you all's representative, I can say what I want to say because I take nothing from them. I don't need nothing from them.
Who that sound like? I don't need nothing from none of them. I don't take anything from any of them. So I can say what I want to say. I tell you what, that's the greatest feeling a black man can have. That's the greatest feeling that a man can have. I don't have to kiss your ass because I don't need you. And I can do and say whatever I want to say to the truth. We need more men like that in our community, see. We need more people to be independent so you don't have to take what they want to give you. You take what you deserve.
Okay? They have disrespected us, our community. They're going to tell us and just shove it down our throats. And we're supposed to like it. Yeah, you all are sitting there. And another thing, they do not have a plan. And so many migrants come in, they say, let's take this. Let's take that. Now you see a viable park here that's functioning well in a nice area. Say this was a bad area, they wouldn't be here. Okay? Another thing I want you to understand how we support this park. This park needed air conditioners. You think we went to the park district? No, because we don't need them. We bought them. Supplied this whole park. They needed a stove and a refrigerator. We did it, the Advisory Council. They needed a microwave. We give Christmas parties, and I don't ask these politicians for a dime. And this place is packed. See, they don't like people like me, because I'm not taking their crap. And Brandon Johnson and Mayor and Alderman Terry Farrell, they wear this hat, and it's there. And all this crap about I just got a notice of that. Well, if they don't give you that much respect as alderman, you don't need to be alderman. Okay? So don't drink the Kool-Aid. There are ample places in this city that the migrants could up the health issue, the shots that they haven't had. They're going to set this city back a long ways with this crap that they're doing. Just throwing people in. They don't give a In New York, half the hospitals are full with migrants. They can't get away to. Now, I don't mind, and we're not anti-migrants, but it shouldn't be on our backs. All right, this is our park.
Mr. Glover, thank you so much for your comment.
And I want to say something to you all. And when you leave here, stop depending on the politicians. And stop voting for the same people getting the same results.
Y'all know I really want to rewind that part. Stop depending on these politicians. Stop voting the same way you've been voting. We've been voting this way and we haven't been getting anything. Isn't that what he said? Let me make sure.
Depending on the politicians. And stop depending on the politicians. I want to say something to you all. And when you leave here, stop depending on the politicians. And stop voting for the same people getting the same results.
Go ahead, Mr.
What's those two words? What's that one? What? What? Now, one of the things a couple things I'm gonna point out to you real quick, because he said it all. I can't do any better behind him.
Guys, listen up and give Mr. Trust an opportunity
again,
to speak.
one thing about this is Chicago Park District facility. You have a Chicago Park District Board of Commissioners. They never voted on turning this into a migrant center. So, yes, thank you. Looking at tax bill. And it's like they don't even go through the process of going through the Board of Commissioners, not going through the community, and doing this to us. See, people talk about, and I'm gonna defer some of my time to my wife, is the fact, I always try to talk before her because I never want to go behind her. But people gotta talk about the fact it's like, they ain't taking nothing away from you, it's enough for all of us. No, it's not. No, it's not. Now they're taking away an asset that people worked 30 years, my buddy worked years to put together programs that they're taking away from us, black people, with a black mayor, can't miss that point, from this community. And it's like, what insanity? What are we going to hear from them that's going to change our minds from no and not taking our part? And the last thing I ask of you, please, please call Anthony Bill, call all the aldermen and say support Alderman Anthony's bill ordinance for a referendum on whether Chicago remain a sanctuary city. And think about it, this bill is not, it's not to say kick off the migrants that's already here. It's to a point we just got to say no. Because if you all got a $500 million, because it's $300 million now, and by Christmas in January it's going to be $500 million. Now, if you got $500 million laying around, I want to be in your family, first of all. I want to be your third cousin once removed. But the reality is, it's got to say no, because that's the simple solution is no. Turn the buses around.
Mr. Trush, you got about 15 seconds left.
Thank you.
Hold on, Ms. Trush. Ms. Trush. Ms. Trush, hold on before you start. Hold on before you start. We have about 60 speakers. So we do have a counter up here to give you an opportunity to get your message out so that we can take this message back to the mayor.
The bottom line is they're feeling disrespected. They're feeling disrespected. Guys, if you give me a second, I want to try to put the comments back up on the screen. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming right back. I'm at the top of the hour. I'm not falling out or anything. Just let me reboot so I can come right back and we can read the comments. Give me 1 second. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Somebody put a comment up so I can see if the comments are going back up on the screen. I want all of the platforms to be able to read each other's comments. Can you guys see me? Make sure we good. Can you guys see me? Okay. It's not showing up on the platform, but I'm still going to just move forward, okay? I'm just going to move forward. I want to show you part 2. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the screen a little bigger because you can see my lovely face, my handsome face, instead of the comments, because the comments aren't coming up. So what I want to do, but I can read the comments on my monitor down here. I just can't see it on the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you part 2 of this hearing right here, this little thing that's going on in Chicago. I want you to just listen. You got to listen to the folks. It's not just about immigration. The level of respect and seeing how you treat a certain people, you have to keep this in your memory bank. You gotta know what's going on here, the lack of respect and who you're depending on. I call these videos Chicago's not having it. All right, I call it Chicago's not having it. Listen to what they're doing to our children. All right, this is the part 2. This is why I get a little passionate about what's going on. And some people think I be on some other stuff, but this is real stuff. Listen to this.
I want to go right back into public speaking, give folks opportunity.
Let me just say this before he gets started. They're not respecting the politicians now because the disrespect is passed on. In other words, they feel so disrespected that they're not allowing the politicians to say anything anymore. Here's the thing. Valerie Davis just said, same thing going on in Detroit. It's happening other places. Trust me. I'm just using the largest Midwest city because I said Chicago 2 years ago. The only reason why I'm focusing in on Chicago, I could do the same type of videos in other Black metropolitan cities. I happen to use Chicago because that's who I was talking about at the beginning, and it's close to Cincinnati. It's a metropolitan city, has a black mayor, and when I said what I said about Chicago, people got mad at me and called me names. That's why I'm coming back with what I'm coming back with. Trust me. Here we go. They're not even respecting dude. Listen to this.
To be heard. If you do have any questions also for any of the panelists, you can ask them a question when you step up to the microphone. You can't ask them a question. But I will say the next speaker, come on forward. The next speaker. Oh.
No, we got a list. Well, okay, we're doing 5 at a time.
Where's Laurel Steele?
No, Danielle Hayes.
Oh.
Danielle Hayes is the next.
Okay, Danielle Hayes. Who's Danielle Hayes?
Danielle Hayes.
Put it in order, baby.
We got it in order. We got it.
Right. Put it in order.
Danielle Hayes.
These folks tired of this shit. They tired of it. I want to know why no CNN trucks are out there. I want to know where's MSNBC, where's Joy Reid, where Perm in the suit, where's all the civil rights leaders? These are black people that's just not having it. Where you at? Where's Perm in the suit? Where they at? He down in Florida, right? He's fighting for LGBTQ rights and all that old shit. Where are all the people that's hollering about how bad black people are being treated in Florida? Where they at? Where are you? Frauds. I call them out. Frauds. They ain't came down and seen none of these folks. It's been months.
Laurel Steele, followed by Bertha Frazier. Miss Bertha Frazier.
And James Frazier.
And then James Frazier.
That's first time.
So Daniel, you can go ahead.
Hello.
Danielle Steele is from. Okay, go ahead.
Laurel Steele.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
be short, mama.
Okay.
Let me
No,
say
I'm
what
not gonna be short too. I ain't gonna say no long.
But they called my name though.
I'm the first one. I'm Laurel Steele. Okay. Who's this park?
The city does. You guys, the
So that's
residents
us.
of this city owns the parks.
So why are we having this argument then? We should be able to make a decision.
Say that again, ma'am.
Why are we in here arguing about this? If we
I-
own this park, we should be able to make the decision.
I agree with you
That's just like
110%.
anything. Like I own my house, I make a decision about my house. If this is our park, we should be able to make a decision about it.
This community should have been a part of the public engagement before this decision was made.
Right.
I agree with you on that. Go ahead.
No, she can go ahead.
Danielle called Danielle Hayes.
Daniel.
These people live here. I don't know how actively these people use this park, but my son comes here every day after school because
Folks, I'm trying to get the comments up, but I can't. But this one right here, I need everybody, just tag somebody. This is the most important. This young lady right here is going to be the most vocal, and she's going to hit all of the major arteries of this problem. This young lady right here is going to be the realest of anybody that can yell that entire day. She's going to say the realest shit. Check this out.
I have to work. Because I don't have.
Go ahead.
No, she can go ahead.
Danielle called Danielle Hayes.
Daniel.
These people live here. I don't know how actively these people use this park, but my son comes here every day after school because I have to work. Because I don't have any help, this is what this park was put here for my son to come here so he can be safe, so I don't have to worry about him out with somebody that's not going to worry about his well-being. And that's important to me. You know, my mama did the same thing for me when I grew up. I came here all the way till I was 12 years old. After school, summer school, spring break, all that, I was here. And now it's continuing on to the generation, to the next generation. I'm 33 years old. I've lived here. I've never lived anywhere else. This is my community. This is my park. This park has serviced me and my family for many years.
Thank you.
My name is Michelle Zappalo, and I should be on the list, probably like number 10 or so. But my question to you is, if we shut this park down for the people that bring their kids here for sports programs, where they're supposed to go. Let me answer that for you. I have an 8-year-old. He's been out here since he's been 6. We have so many of this sports program goes up to 13U. A lot of these young boys, they don't have fathers. So a lot of these coaches, they are their fathers. They are their father figures. They come to this community 4 days out of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday for game day, and Fridays. So they spend part of their weekend here alone during the week. That keeps them a safe place. It gives them mentorship. It shows them discipline. It shows them how to be raised as black men in the community. So you sit up here and you move our kids down when we already don't have the resources as it is. My son also goes to Wicker Park. I haven't got an email about nobody setting shelter up in Wicker Park. But yet we come in a community of black people where we already get the low scraps. And then you want to take the little scrap, the resources that we have, and put us at the bottom of the barrel? That's not fair. And I won't have it because my son will be here.
My name is Howard Ray.
Sir,
I have a
hold
star
on,
by my
hold on.
name, but I have a question for the elected officials.
If you're not Miss Bertha Frazier, I'm going to cut the mic off because we're trying to get order in here.
They all in the back. But my question is this:
Mr. James Frazier and Bertha Frazier up next.
Do not,
Miss Bertha Frazier.
Well, they in line. We understand that, but we got them in line.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
tomorrow, can you guys advocate for the migrants people to be at the McCormick place? That is the best place. That's the biggest place. That's the safest place for them. I would like to see, what is your answer? Because the mayor said that we must make sacrifice. Let the McCormick place, let those people make sacrifice. The money that's going, the $53 million, $200 million, let that money go to the McCormick place. What is your answer? Would you advocate for that?
Ma'am, go ahead and step up. Guys, I'm not calling off the list. If you want to speak, stand in line. Because this is not working by calling off a list. Go ahead, ma'am.
All right.
Is that we have, since last August, we have received 17,000, over 300 buses. And as it stands right now,
So what time is it?
as it stands right now,
Shows up at 6:39.
we have almost 10,000 migrants,
That's the Deputy Mayor.
asylum seekers, that we have sheltered here in the city of Chicago.
Okay, go ahead, ma'am.
And so,
ladies and gentlemen, if you can keep it down so that he can finish answering the question, because this gentleman wants his question answered. So if you can keep your voices low.
It's not running. Alderman Talaferio.
Go ahead, sir.
Alderman, we need you to take control of this meeting. For those of us that followed the process and signed in to speak, we need to be allowed to speak. You just cannot have police.
Ma'am, I agree with you. I agree with you totally. But unfortunately, it is very easy to lose control when folks are screaming. I have a list of people I'm called to speak. There's an order to this, and we are trying our very best to have these folks that have got.
We have 23 shelters that we have stood up. Now, here's the thing, folks. This is a humanitarian crisis that we have inherited.
Ma'am, miss.
Listen, folks, y'all, I don't know if y'all seeing the body language. That's their city council up there. One guy is actually on his phone like he looking for the next Drake album, what the date is going to drop on it. The other one got the microphone in his hand like these people ain't listening to me. He's looking like he's disinterested and he don't care if you ain't going to follow structure. Wait a minute. These people have been living out of structure all this time, and now you want them to just be Mr. and Mrs. Goodbar. And y'all sitting there like this is brand new, like this just happened this week. No, this has been this has been something that's been going on. These black folks are angry and mad. And you know what none of them have asked yet? Where's the mayor? Why isn't the mayor here? The guy that we voted for. Who's going to blame the administration that's allowing this to come up here and happen? You know who they would rather blame? If CNN trucks was there right now, you know who would be at fault for all of this? You know who? Y'all already know, right? You already know that if CNN had this story, they would be blaming this on the Texas governor. Y'all got to understand, this has been going on for over a year and a half in Texas and in Florida and in California and in Arizona. You don't hear nothing about it. Nothing. You're not hearing anything about this shit, and it's invading communities. I don't know if they got cell phones and why they not showing, but now it's starting to drag up to the Midwest, and some of y'all might have thought I was being a little butthead about this. Remember when I put that post out about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or a month ago or something like that? And I said, hey, I got a question. Is Cincinnati a sanctuary city? Because they've been welcoming all this forever. I'm talking about the sanctuary cities that was calling everybody down in the South, calling Texas and all the white people, calling them racist. Racism is an easy way to explain things to black folks. If you use primary words like primary colors, no pun intended, it's the easiest way to relay your message to people. You say something racist, damn it, there's a lot of people that'd just be like, see, that's all you got to hear. You hear the racist part, and then you gravitate to the negative part of the conversation, and then you fall into whatever narrative the person is trying to get you to make it a racist thing. Then you fall into that, because y'all know that y'all was down there. Perm in a suit went down to Texas. Talking about y'all ain't going to be whooping black people down here. But he ain't been to Chicago where black people getting whooped by this same problem. Explain it. Explain it. See, he wanted airtime. He wanted airtime to go down to Texas and say, don't be whooping them black people with them rhymes. Don't do that. Don't do that. He wanted to be the black man with the cape on, with the perm and the suit and the Playboy bunny shoes on. He wanted to be the hero. He wanted to have his moment in the sun of blackness. But his ass ain't been to Chicago yet to really put a cape on, because you know why? He on code. Perm in a suit is on code. He can't go there because he knows exactly what the real problem is. He knows who to blame for it. He knows that not enough activity has been going on, and he knows that those black people they spot in Chicago is being used, and he know that they being used. He know how they voted. He know they knew where to send them because they knew the shit was going to work out right now. This is just the beginning. Y'all don't even see. Black folks are mad about where they're placing them. Wait till these folks are able to vote. They ain't been vetted. They don't have work visas or anything yet. Wait till they get work visas and your son don't have an after-school job anymore because it went to somebody else. And you got people hollering and complaining about workable, livable wages. I already know where that came from. I've been trying to tell y'all something for the longest, and it is this. McDonald's and entry-level jobs are not $20 an hour jobs. They're entry-level jobs. And I'm going to tell you something. If we're not prepared to pay $10 for a Big Mac, shut your face. Because as long as you arguing for this high minimum wage, it ain't minimum wage for black people that you voting, that you sitting here capping for. The low minimum wages and the entry-level wages are going to the people that they allowing in this country. They gonna be the ones in them $20 an hour jobs. And we stuck with the $10 hamburger. If you don't see it, I'm sorry you don't see it, damn it, but somebody gotta tell you.
Go ahead, and then Miss Laurel Steele. I'm sorry, Bertha Frazier, and then James.
And everything that's that's going on with the young people, but we have things for our young people here in our community. So why are you going to take that away from them? You're taking that away from them when you have all these schools that been closed down. Utilize the schools. Utilize those schools. I don't have no problem about no one coming here, but utilize what we have. We got a lot of vacant buildings and things that we can utilize. Don't take away from them, because what's going to happen, the crime is going to get worse. Because I don't mind, it's a devil's workshop, so they ain't got nothing to do, so they gonna just go and get in trouble.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Mr.
Deal.
We'll do that in a little bit. I want to give the community an opportunity to speak. Where's Mr. Melvin Funchwitz? I'm sorry, Carolyn Ball?
Sad. These are called receipts. I'm not happy about providing these receipts. I'm not happy at what's going on. I wish I would have been wrong. I wish I would have been wrong when we were having these conversations a year and a half ago. I wish I would have been wrong. But I want to show you this last final one.
Okay? This is our community, and you just don't dump anything on us and expect us to accept it, okay? That is not what we pay our taxes for. There's too many places, there's empty schools, empty buildings that you can take them to. We don't have a problem with them coming. Good luck to them. But this is not the place for them, not at this particular park.
You'll get her name?
And if we have to take the fight to City Hall, that's where we'll go.
Okay.
Victoria Stewart.
Kaninia Smith, followed by Johnny Miller.
Here she is, right?
Oh, you go ahead.
I just want to know, why are we not important enough for him to show up for us when we showed up for him? We voted for him. We walked door to door. We was out here advocating for him to be the next mayor of the city of Chicago. He has not showed up for us for anything. We had to battle the floods by ourselves. We have to battle this violence by ourselves. He doesn't help us do anything. And I want to know what he's going to do about this. I was one of the first Windy City cheerleaders on the.
Wait a minute. Is she talking about the black mayor? Y'all hear me say shit like that all the time. Y'all should expect more from your elected officials, because y'all stood out in the rain, or you stood out in the lines, and you stood in these, lines to vote for them. They owe you a presence. They owe you something. They owe you because you voted for them with the anticipation that they were going to follow, the policies that you believe in. Right? Where are all my chaos agents? Where are all the people that call me coons and call me sit my ass down and all that? Where y'all at? Where's the energy? My phone was down. I just discovered that it was down. So call me now. The phone wasn't plugged up. My apologies. Call me now. Where the chaos agents at? Where everybody that talk all that shit? Where are all the podcasters that said it's going to be a brand new day? We got everybody we need in there now. You didn't cap for motherfuckers to get these public official positions, and you didn't even know they didn't have no power. They don't. It's a seat. It's no different than the United States of America president. Big business. Let me repeat this. For those in the back of the room, let me say it a little louder. And for the naive people that don't understand this, big business run your government. Big business runs your cities. Big business runs your politicians, local and federal. Get it through your head. And every time somebody throw that, it's racist this, it's racist that, it's this, it's that, let's hate this guy, let's like this guy, let's hate that. You're just a pawn on a chessboard. That's all you are. If you ain't looking for the economic buildup from yourself to build within, you ain't talking about nothing. Because you don't, look, there ain't a person on here that can't get $1 million. There ain't a person on this podcast right now that's not able to get $1 million. There ain't a system in the United States of America that prevents a black man or a black woman from becoming a millionaire. There is not a system. Let me tell you what you don't know. You just don't know how to get it. There's nothing wrong with that, brother. There's nothing wrong with that, sister. I'm just going to be the person that's going to tell you the truth. The reason why you're not a millionaire is because you just don't know how to get it. You either afraid to go get it or you don't have the right path. But I'm here to tell you, you can get $1 million if that's what your dreams are. If it's 5 million or 10 million, it's there for you. We got to figure out how to get it. Nobody's stopping you. There's not a white man like in The Wiz behind the curtain. He ain't upstairs. You ain't upstairs, are you, white man? I didn't see him. There is nobody behind the curtain, like on The Wiz, pretending to be somebody that can stop you from doing anything. We all can get $1 million. If it's $1 million you're looking for, it's here. It's called the United States of America. You can get it. Now, if you don't know how to get it, say it. It's too easy to say they won't let me get it. It's too easy to say these motherfuckers just got their foot on my neck. I can't do, look at what they did. You got played. BLM got theirs. They found a way to sell you enough t-shirts and sell you some flags and shit. They bought their $1 million houses. The reason why you don't got one, you don't have it, is because they suckered your ass in that. That was their hustle. Don't get mad at them because they got better game than you. I ain't mad at them at all. They just out-hustled the people that thought they was like on some other shit. I'm just being honest with you. You need to hear the truth. And then what happens is when we get some money-making brothers, you know what we do? We want to down them. We want to make them less than. We want to discredit them. We want to call them coons. Well, they must know something. They must have done something in life to be able to say, hey, they're not in need of a politician. They ain't kissing politicians' ass. They ain't hoping politicians don't go to jail today because they is their lifeline. Some of these dudes is shaking in their boots. Y'all know that, right? I'm talking about some of us. Some of these black folks today with that white man down at that courthouse shaking in their motherfucking boots because that white dude is their lifeline. That guy is making them feel like if he go to jail, I'm done. I'm finished. They shaking in their boots like crap store dice. Last of the videos.
The first team they even had. This is what these kids need for this community. We got violence, we got poverty, we already getting scrapped. Why do we always got to be at the bottom of the barrel? I feel like we under the rats and the damn roaches. Y'all treat us like anything, and we just supposed to take it. Now, I'm not saying that I want the migrants to be misplaced. I'm not saying that I don't want them. I don't want them here. That's not going to help us. We got a school right here our kids go to. We don't know these people coming through here. Y'all can't track these people. Our kids are not safe. So I want to know why he's not here to address us and let us know what he's going to do. I think he owes us
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, let's cut her ass off. She's screaming and hollering and shit and saying all that right stuff. What she basically said is you bringing these people into the black community unvetted. We don't know who they are. You got them walking around our children and our elderly, and we don't even know who they are. And where is the mayor? Y'all heard her say that, right? He should be here. He should be talking to us. We voted for him. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Shit, cut the mic. Get that shit. Can't let her ass. She talking too critical. She exposing some shit.
Johnny Matthews, then Linda Johnson. Johnny Matthews, then Johnny Matthews, then Ms. Linda Johnson. Johnny Matthews first. Ponce de Leon.
Who is she?
If you could please introduce yourself.
Good evening. My name is Beatriz Ponce de Leon. I'm the deputy mayor for.
Okay. This is an important part. Quick thing. The chat is just messed up. I'm gonna leave it the way it is. When it work. It looks like only the YouTube chat is up and going now. That gives the Facebook people a chance to see what's going on with that. I'm gonna finish this video up here in a second. Then I'm gonna go to the phone lines because I got a caller now. My apologies for those that may have called. I didn't know that the phone line was not up. I got a text now telling me. Oh, Brenda Early says PG Sittenfield 16 months in jail. Good. I don't think he should go to jail, but that's what his ass get. Boom, 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 boom. Them dudes shaking in the boots, bro. 16, I'ma visit you. I'll be visiting you, P. I'll be visiting. I'll send a box for Christmas. Y'all know them boxes for Christmas. I didn't send a few to cousins. Well, I didn't send it. I put some shit in it. Can you imagine? There was some black folks in the city of Cincinnati down at the courthouse for him. How many of them went to Kelly Prather's hearing? How many of them wrote a letter for Kelly Prather or Judge Tracy Hunter? How many of them did that? How many of them showed up at her hearing? I didn't listen. I seen Tracy Hunter's hearing, her sentencing day, when they said, okay, you're absolved of all your continuances and your plea. You know, what did she do? She did she asked for a continuance for something. I don't remember what her reasoning was, but they said, nah, it's over. Today is your day that you're gonna have to go do those 6 months. They literally had to drag Tracy Hunter out of the courtroom. And I didn't see anybody down there but those regular Tracy Hunter supporters. I didn't see anybody down there other than them regular Tracy Hunter supporters. How many of these guys put on their church shoes and went down there and wished and stood there and cried when PG got rolled up out of there? Let me finish this up.
For immigrant, migrant, and refugee rights.
Okay, here's the thing I want you to say. I was going to say something about this real fast. This is the lady that's actually speaking for the immigrants. This is going to be interesting. This is the job that I would not want to have. Here is the Latino lady that's about to tell these Chicagoans they need to get their shit together. Check this out.
Matthews, then Ms. Linda Johnson. Johnny Matthews first. Ponce de Leon.
Who is she?
If you could please introduce yourself.
Good evening. My name is Beatriz Ponce de Leon. I'm the deputy mayor for immigrant, migrant, and refugee rights.
Happens to seniors.
I want to share. First of all, I want to say thank you for coming here.
No,
and every
don't
time,
thank us. We could have been doing something else.
I don't know if I want to make sure I understood your question. You're asking where will people go when they're here.
Right.
So I'm gonna answer that. Okay.
Guys, can we give her an opportunity to answer Ms. Matthews' question, please?
So people, the people that we're talking about are human beings just like you.
We know that. It is.
Oh, no, she didn't just give a Democrat answer. Now, you know these are people, too. They're human beings just like you. That's a Democrat answer. Try to make you feel guilty about what's right and what's wrong. And you know, everything about this shit is wrong. This is Democrats in the crowd that's going off code. These brothers and sisters have absolutely had it. There's no more code. Forget what you're talking about. We done with code. And this lady just did the most what Democrats do, and that is, well, those are people too. They try to use that guilt of the downfall of somebody. The victimhood. These are victims. Look, listen, check it.
Guys, can we give her an opportunity to answer Ms. Matthews' question, please?
So the people that we're talking about are human beings just like you.
We know that. We know that. It is not us against them. We don't need you to tell us that. No, we don't need you. We don't need you to tell us that. It's not us against them, and that's the problem we don't care for. We don't care for that. We are not insensitive, but we got a problem with you thinking you can jam something down our throat.
Go ahead, Ms. Johnson.
Did you hear them? No, she didn't say that. No, she didn't say that shit. No, see, this is that feel guilty about. No, see, this is why Republicans don't tell the truth about Democrats, and they allow y'all some weak ass people. Republicans are weak. Republicans are weak as shit. You know why? They're afraid to be called racist. They're afraid to tell the truth about certain situations because they know the cancel culture. They know that the easiest thing to get people to dislike you is to call you a racist, and in black people's case, call you a coon or you ain't down with us and all this old shit. They just want you to just feel guilty.
Ms. Johnson, go ahead.
Okay, hold on. My question, are you the one to make the decision to take our part?
Hold on.
Okay, let me share this with you. First of all,
Ms. Johnson, hold on one second.
First of all,
Ms. Johnson, hold on one second.
Okay.
You have to be quiet.
Guys, can we have your attention, please? Can we have your attention?
Okay.
We have a speaker up at the mic.
So we can hear. You have to be quiet so these people can talk. You have to be quiet. Please be quiet.
That is not our problem. My issue is you want to put a Band-Aid on a leaking faucet, and that is not going to work. You have no right to take the taxpayer park district and tell us and jam it down our throats like gangsters what you want to do. This is our park district, and we have a right to have a say-so. But we don't have a say-so. You all called our alderman and told him what he's going to do. This is his war. How disrespectful that is to him. You don't have that right to do that to us. And we're not responsible. Y'all need to go to the root of the problem. You need to stop the buses, stop Sanctuary City, and it's not us against them. You all need to take care of it and quit trying to tell us this bull crap that you sitting up here telling. We don't care about what the mayor said down there. We ain't concerned about that. We're concerned about our park, our safety, our kids having a place to go, and showing up our senior, because I'm one of them. So my thing is, I don't need my taxes going up. I pay my taxes to come to this park, and you all have no right to just make a blank decision to take it.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. We have Sandra Weeks and then John.
But you don't have to take away our community and what we're trying to build here. Where we supposed to put our kids? That's what I want to know. Where our kids supposed to go? Where they supposed to go? I see why the mayor just dumped shit on you like that. Because you allowed that. You allowed that. You don't let them come over here and take our community. I see why he did it to you. This is horrible. This is horrible. This is our community. And you got, like they said, McCormick Place. You got all different type of places to send these people. You don't have to. You want to interrupt this community that's thriving, that's doing well? No, your house. Send them to your house. Send them to your house.
Miss Sandra Weeks.
Understand? Them buses need to get turned around.
The deputy mayor to answer what's going to happen with this.
Man, listen here, man.
I'm
mad as hell.
You're asking the questions, what about the seniors? And we would like to just have a moment to sort of present to you some of the options that we've come up with.
She said that's option number one.
Okay.
We don't want no options. We want our park.
Mona.
We want
The bottom line, folks, is that they're tired. They're done. And this is just Chicago. You haven't seen the folks of New York, Detroit. You haven't seen that. How would you feel if it hit Cincinnati? If they brought migrants to Cincinnati, bust up like that, where do you think they're going to send them? Mason? Indian Hill? Nah. Listen, I got word. I'm about to go to the phone line. I have somebody holding for the longest. It's been 18 minutes now. Let me explain something to you. I seen that PG Sittenfield got, 16 months? Good for him. Good for him. He'll do 18 months in a federal penitentiary, which they do I believe they do 80% of the time. He can do 80 or 90%. 90%, I believe it might be. I'd have to look at it. 90% of the time. So it's a possibility out of 16 months, he may end up, now y'all know he ain't going to Chillicothe. He ain't going to Lebanon or some old shit where a bunch of people, he not going to that. They're going to send him probably to one of the camps, and it's going to be a federal penitentiary, it's going to be a low security federal joint. He'll probably come back with a better golf game. He'll probably be able to write a book in 16 months. He's probably only going to do, 11 months of that, maybe 12 months of that. He'll get out in 8 months on some type of federal release. You know that, right? Yeah, this was a soft thing. It was soft. I'm still looking at the black folks who said he was set up. That's amazing to me. I understand if I'm sorry, my white brothers and sisters. I understand if you believe he was set up. I believe, I can understand, and I know some of y'all don't get it because of where I'm at with it. I understand if white folks believe that PG Sittenfield got set up. But the black folks that's sitting back, see, I watched the videos. I watched the clock with the video camera in it. I watched the wires. I told y'all before I even knew anything about the indictment, I said, they've been investigating him for how long? Remember this 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago? I said, they've been investigating him for how long? Oh my God. And I didn't know anything. I said, if they got 2.5 years, they got video, audio, and it's not gonna be deniable. The feds are not gonna spend 2.5 years on you, and you're gonna be able to say, I didn't mean that. That's impossible. They clearly get you where it's undoubtable of what you were trying to do. And you know there's some black men and women running around here talking about PG Sittenfield got framed. Them the motherfuckers that was probably promised something. Let me go to the phone lines before we get out of here. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with? Uh-oh, hold on. Can you hear me, caller? Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me cut you up. I can hear you, but you can't. Can you hear me, caller?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Okay, sorry about that, brother. I had you turned all the way down. My fault. I know you've been on hold forever, and I've been had a couple other phone calls come in. What's up with your drop?
Good topic. Again, you got to keep hammering the word out there. And I don't know if you said this or not, but it's already been approved. The migrants will be going to this center that's inside of a park. The teams will still be able to access the fields, but they can't use this rec center because it has a capacity, and it will go to capacity of 250 migrants. They didn't say what type of migrants, but most of the migrants that are in the streets in Chicago are male between the ages of 18 and 35, okay? So, and again, at that press conference, when these same people were protesting to no avail in front of the center, the spokesperson said it will be estimated for 6 months, right? Now, I just want to let the people know that in August of 2024, August 19th, the Democratic National Committee will hold their convention to nominate Joe Biden at the United Center in Chicago.
Right.
So you count 6 months from now. Wyatt, I'm telling you, all this shit that's happening now will somehow be covered up, be pushed to the side, out of the eyesight of America, who will be watching the Democrats on display, presenting to America the man that had caused all this turmoil in the Black community. And then on top of that, Wyatt, on top of that, before the election, he tells a Black radio commentator, Charlemagne the God, when he asks, what are you gonna do for Black people? He puts in his mouth, if you still can't figure out if you for me or Trump, you ain't Black. And then the last thing before I go, his vice president, Kamala, I'm Black y'all Harris, told the griot in an interview that no, I ain't gonna do nothing specifically for Black folks, because whatever our policies are, they're gonna affect Black folks as well as the rest of America. Everything I just said is online. Google the shit, because what you are saying, Mr. Randall Wyatt, and other people like you is resonating. Those people are gonna be the Black Democrats that when November 5th, 2024 comes, they're gonna stay their Black ass at home and wish that the Democrats lose. That's all I got.
Well, I heard
Wyatt.
in the audience. I heard people. I heard in the audience drop. I heard people out there saying "F the Democrat Party." Y'all ain't doing nothing for us. Our guy grabbed the microphone and said "F them Democrats." Y'all ain't doing nothing for us. We gotta vote different. I heard it. This is not something. I don't think there's infiltrators at this thing. These are community people that are there telling the truth about stuff.
Why? You know why? Because I ain't heard none of them, not now, none of them Chicago people say, vote in November to change it.
Right?
I ain't had now none of them.
And another thing that I haven't heard, I haven't heard one of them say where the real issue is. Do you understand what I'm saying? I haven't heard one of them blame the actual individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, whose policy? Who's allowing this to happen? They're just talking about government.
How many times do I have to say it on your show? And I'll say it one more time. Politics is not about the truth. It's about what you can get people to believe. Wyatt, right now, on certain cable news networks, on Al Sharpton's show, Perm in the Suit, as you affectionately call him, they're trying to connect the Palestinian people to Black people in America, Wyatt, and justifying Hamas, the terrorist group, who are Palestinians, and say that their behavior that happened in Israel is somehow justified, just like in America, Antifa and these other groups that hijack civil rights protests. Wyatt, again, brother, you have to keep doing what you're doing, Wyatt, because it's gonna take some time, but you have it in effect right now, because Joe Biden, nobody wants him. His own party does not want him to run again.
Well, they want him. The reason why I say that is this, bro. If they really wanted to see him go, all they had to do, the guy, JFK has left the Democrat Party and now he's running as an independent. And you know what? They did him so dirty. They don't want anybody to oppose Joe Biden, so they wouldn't give this guy security. They wouldn't give him media. They wouldn't let him get the same treatment. Then they wouldn't let Joe Biden debate him. They wouldn't debate. It's obvious that they just don't want to show. They don't want Joe Biden to go up against anybody in the Democratic Party, because it might be seen some of the things that's really going on. Okay, but that all being said, brother, it's pretty damn obvious. I could give a damn about them politics. I just need my people to wake up, because ready or not, here it comes. I'm telling you.
Wyatt, if because I'm that old Negro. What I saw happen at that City Hall meeting reminded me back in the 60s during integration and segregation. Do you remember, Wyatt?
Yeah.
Those images of those white folks in their community saying, we don't want those people.
Yep.
It's the same thing, Wyatt.
Same thing. It's the
and
same
black
exact
people
thing.
who vote Democrat, that 88%, this is waking them up, Wyatt, to see that the Democrats will treat us the same fucking way.
Well, you know what, bro? Here's the thing, man. I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow. And sometimes it takes things like this to really understand what's really going on. You know, they got us sitting here voting for people locally that have a $1.6 billion acquisition about to happen in the city. And now black folks in the city who thought we had something coming are now understanding that them same black politicians that you voted for have absolutely no power over the $1.6 billion because they don't have any control. The actual politics of politics shows them that black folks, if they even sell that train in Cincinnati, you ain't got nothing coming. And I'm all for it. I'm all for selling it only if it's going to benefit the community. But it's pretty damn clear right now that sell or buy, black folks going to be in the same position no matter what the choo-choo train do, because black folks don't have no true power. And that's the bottom line.
And Wyatt, I don't know if it's related or not, but California, who signed some kind of deal with the Obama administration to agree to build this bullet train, they used the federal money for something else, and the money that the state was supposed to put in to finish the train ain't finished. Wyatt, it's been almost 16 years.
Yeah, I know.
That bullet train ain't even halfway finished.
Now, how much money they done wasted on that shit?
But see, again, Wyatt, like I said, the difference between now and back then, because the voices were out there, it's the social media, Wyatt. Black people, Americans can check they shit now, because like I've always been telling you, they will hijack a local issue and make it a national issue to promote and be part of their messaging.
So now,
but as soon as you have a local issue where the people got a problem with it, like in Chicago, now it's quiet.
Where's
they
Perm
don't want
in
it
a
to be
suit?
a national thing.
Wait a minute. Drop Perm in a suit. Al Sharpton went down to Texas
Yep.
when he thought Negroes was getting whipped by horns and it was all about black folks. Now he won't even go to
the Haitians under the bridge.
But he
in Del
won't
Rio,
take
Texas.
his punk ass to Chicago and fight for black folks for some real shit from the immigration situation. See what I'm saying, bro? All you got to do is sit back.
That's what I always tell
these guys,
you.
man.
The strategy is being exposed,
and it's so
because of people like you.
It's so transparent, bro. It's so transparent. They sitting back fighting economic issues about what blacks don't have and black this and this and this and that. It's true to a sense, but they're not fighting the right person. They know that they ain't fighting the right people. You didn't fought for years, decades to get power in these houses, where it's the White House, the city house, the mayorship, the police chief.
You talking about a seat at the table?
Yes, they've been fighting for a seat that they don't have no. I mean, and it's pretty damn obvious. And they keep going into the same situation. I just don't. I get it, but man, we got to get these folks to wake up, because what happens is you have a civil war amongst black folks, and you know what? You know who has the most fun with the civil war? The people that sit back and call us coons. The ones who are very limited in the argument, because if they were strong arguers, they would never have to go to the name calling. You understand that? They would never have to involve the name calling.
Wyatt, you know how it's going to resonate is if there's marching in the streets. Because again, everything is timing. Everything is timing. We're coming up on the winter months. You have turmoil across the world that America is going to be funding. Our border is out of control with no telling who's coming across it.
6+ million people, man. You know there's
Wyatt, I'm
sleeper
telling
cells.
you,
I hope
because of all this damage in 3 years, Wyatt.
Oh my God. I just hope, listen, let me say this to you.
You are needed more now than ever.
Let me say this to you, brother. I said it earlier. I don't know if you were present. I hope Joe Biden's old ass is alive when them sleeper cells finally drop what they gonna drop in America. I hope he's around to feel what he was part of. Now, I don't want to hear the memory of Joe Biden and that administration, I don't want to hear that old late to the party shit. I want his ass to be alive and feel it. I want him to feel every piece of it. Do you hear me, brother? Because I'm going to tell y'all something.
I hear you.
Listen, bro. Listen, bro. I'm going to say this last thing and I got to run.
Yes.
My daughter is flying home to Cincinnati from Belmont. This is going to be the first time she's flown by herself. I'm scared to death. We've been flying since she was 1 year old. She was on her first flight. We take vacations together. We travel everywhere together as a family. But this is the first time my daughter is going to be on a plane by herself. I'm not scared for anything other than something wrong happening because so many people are here and anything can happen. And I'm talking terroristic. I'm not talking about I'm scared she gonna get lost. She don't know what to do. I'm afraid because listen, brother, I lost a friend in high school. I lost a friend to the 110, the flight 110. When I was in Europe, I had a friend named Tony who was on that flight and he died. He died. We played on the same high school basketball team.
Right.
He was on.
Was that the flight that crashed in Philly or at the Pentagon?
No, it was a Pan Am flight coming from Europe to United States of America.
Yeah, I remember that one.
30 years ago. But that was it was terrifying. And it scares me now to put my baby on a plane by herself. Keep in mind, brother, I'm not afraid of planes. I'm not afraid of any of that. I'm afraid of the people who are in this country now, and I don't want my baby to be on a plane by herself and have to.
But Wyatt, all I got to say on that one is there is that device that we're communicating through right now that will offer you some peace of mind. Okay, brother? Just remember that.
Yeah, man, but
she can stay in contact with you.
It's not even that, bro. Once she's 30,
almost every step of the way.
Yeah, brother, but once she's 30,000 feet up in the air and on her way here, and if something was to happen,
no, the planes have Wi-Fi. Wyatt.
That ain't the point, bro. I want to be on that plane if it go down with my baby on it. Don't you understand that? I want my family. I want to be on there.
I get it. That's all I said was.
No, I know what you're saying.
There is something that can help you a little bit.
Nah, fuck that. No,
because you don't want to be in the situation like with Kobe and his daughter. Are you saying you want to what are you saying? Well, because if something was going to happen, it would happen whether you were there or not. I
know, but I think you're missing my point. My point is, if it's going to happen to my baby, I want to be there with her.
Oh, okay.
Don't you think Kobe would feel the same way?
That's real personal.
Yeah, don't you think Kobe feel the same way? Like, okay, I don't want my baby.
No, I know because I don't think Kobe was on the helicopter because he was afraid something would happen to his daughter.
I know, but what I'm saying is
they were just doing their day-to-day thing that they do whenever they fly.
I get that. What I'm saying to you is, brother, and I don't know how anybody else thinks, and I don't know what they figure on this topic, but I'll say this: if my baby is on a plane by herself and something was to happen, I would wish I was on there with her. Whether it's a safe landing or a crashing, I got to be there with my baby. That's how I take that.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to offer that before I say goodbye. And again, Wyatt, it's just amazing how much damage has been done in just 3 years to this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just so obvious to everybody.
Let's not talk real long about it, but I'm just going to say it's not just this country. Look at how weak America is. It's supposed to be the strength of the world, and look at all this war going on, and it's not by coincidence. It's not by bad timing.
It's foreign policy.
Absolutely.
It's obvious.
It is. And black folks, you know what? We quick to sit here and defend somebody. See, here's why they stay focused on Trump and his indictments and shit so they don't have to pay attention to real shit that's going on in the world. And some people will say, well, those indictments are real. Well, when you take a case to a court and 80% of it is denied right away, that's showing you that you have an incompetent district attorney, number one.
Oh, why? Oh, I forgot. Real quick. Saturday and Sunday, or Sunday and Monday, President Biden sat down with the special counsel, Robert Hur, who's investigating Biden's classified documents. He sat down and had an interview. On the day that Israel was being attacked by Hamas.
Yeah.
Wyatt, I'm telling you, brother, you keep doing your thing. I appreciate you taking my call. Drop Squad 52. Dropping science to anyone who wants to catch it. Be safe in them streets. Peace out, Wyatt.
Appreciate you, brother. That's Drop Squad 52. I'm up against the clock. I'm up in the hour. It's 4 o'clock. I went an hour over because I missed yesterday. Ready or not, here it come. I've been trying to tell my folks. I know you don't want to really hear it. I know that you've been told since you was going in the stroller days that that the Republicans are the bad guys. I'm not suggesting that they're the best friends. I'm suggesting that we need to be independents. Independence in this world is more than just a word. There's some guys sitting down at that courthouse that watched PG Sittenfield get 16 months that lost their breath when they heard that sentence come down. It looks like he has to report December the 1st. Obviously, he didn't get the same type of treatment that Kelly Prather got. Now, I understand why in a technical kind of way. I understand. I don't need any of my colleagues in the office telling me, well, you know that she had a mandatory, and I don't need that. I know what the difference is. But sometimes my people don't know. And I'd like to just say it. You know, like the difference is not always what we think it is. PG don't have to report December the 1st because he's a white man. That ain't what it is. And Kelly was black. That's not what it is. There's circumstances to the sentencing that play a part in this. I get it. I get it. But we all know there's differences in the courthouse. We all know that. Ready or not, here it come. If the black folks in America, and there's a reason, I was going to ask Drop, there's a reason why CNN trucks and MSNBC trucks and Joy Reid and Perm in a suit and all your black leaders and Ben Crump and all them, there's a reason why they stand away from Chicago. They got you focused on Florida. They got you focused on Florida and ain't saying nothing about the people that's going through the shit in Chicago. Where are all the chaos agents at? This is a moment. What you want to talk about the Speaker of the House situation, all this old garbage, it doesn't mean anything. Talk about the wars, inflation. Talk about everything that's making America great right now. You didn't dignify making America great again. You didn't dignify it as being something evil. It's crazy to me. I don't even support the dude. I just don't support the dumb shit that's going on right now. I don't. Ready or not, here it come. If you ready, you ready. If you want to stay asleep, stay asleep. I'm out.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and make you want me. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and make you want me. Yo, I play my enemies like a game of chess where I rest. No stress if you don't smoke cess. Less, I must confess, my destinies manifest. In some cortex and sweats, I make tracks like I'm homeless. Rap orgies with Borgie and Best. Capture your bounty like Elliot Ness. Yes, bless you if you represent the fool, but I hex you with some witches brew if you do voodoo. I could do what you do, easy. Believe me, frontin' niggas give me heebie-jeebies. So why you imitating Al Capone? I be needing Simone and defecating on your microphone. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you and take it slowly. You can't run away from these styles I got, oh baby. Hey baby, cause I got a lot, oh yeah. And anywhere you go, my whole crew gonna know, oh baby. Hey baby, can't hide from the block, oh no.
Niggas know who's the mind blower of the week. grower. Have you seen doubles like Noah? The rhyme flower, B.I.G. Top notch with the Glock. Check your pockets and your sockets. Just the way my pops taught me when I throw the drop. Check them thoroughly. The bastard might spin around and try to bury me. And dead men don't make no moves. While I'm slinging in the hood, I don't fake no moves, alright? Reminiscing on my swinger days when I drove a caddy and my boots sported finger waves. Yeah, she had the Gucci boots, I had Cerucci suits. Oshkosh, Bagash, Coca-Cola looking real cute. Junior Mafia represent Bucktown, Mac 11, cock back, niggas better duck down. Face down, you know the routine, the cream, earrings, you know the drama Biggie bring. Let's get it on.
Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.